Hello. It's Emma Holmes here at Rockstar HQ, and joining me today is the lovely Sarah Loveland.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good. And we are coming to talk to you today. Sarah is a gorgeous photographer by profession. How did you get into photography?
Well, I always had a camera, even since I was a child. My dad had a chemist shop, so one of my jobs was to line up the rows of film, straighten them. That was my task. So he always had cameras in there. So I always had a camera, but I was really rubbish at taking pictures because it was all film then, so it cost loads of money. So you'd take all these pictures there'd be like planes that were just dots on the paper, and there'd be like print after of dots of little things you couldn't tell what they were. Well, they were all blurry. It was awful. But it was always there in the background. And then I think I followed a different career path, and then it crept back in really as a way of, just having me time, getting out there and really loving it. So it just grew from there.
So do you kind of use it as an excuse to get out and about? If you've got your camera, then it's a bit of an excuse to get out and about.
Yeah, I have to make time. Yeah. Yeah, it can be like, I've got to go out and take pictures, but yeah, I can't possibly do the washing. I've got to go and take pictures, but it's a bit of an escape really if you're busy. But I have to make time to do pictures for me, otherwise it's all very much like client-led, that kind of thing. So I have to create those windows, and then quite often if I put it in the diary too far ahead, then it's raining, and I'll be like, oh. But yeah,
you always have a camera with you.
No, I always have my phone with me, and I do use the camera on the phone a lot more. And I don't know how we cope with all that because, quite often I won't take my camera and I'll take my phone. If I'm out with clients, I won't take my camera because otherwise I want to take pictures and I'm not giving them all of me. So quite often I snatch their camera off them. So let me have a go. And they have to wrestle it back. But I've always got my phone. I do use that a lot.
Cool. And do you think that you can get as good quality pictures from your phone as you can from super duper smashing cameras?
Yeah, I think you can now. The quality has massively improved. Even if you just went back a couple of years, quality now is great. And certainly I use a Sony phone, or the same for iPhones and things like that. The quality is amazing now. And most of the time we don't want to print them on the side of a bus. We want to put them on websites and social media and stuff like that. So it's absolutely fine. Even for, small prints or, small canvases and stuff, you can get good quality from your phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you go out when you're going out to take pictures with an agenda? Or is it, let's see what comes up?
I try not to have an agenda now. I try, if I'm taking pictures for me, it's, I'll tend to go and explore somewhere. And what I say to people is, if you've got a very busy mind and you're somewhere new, because what happens if I take a group out, we'll stand there and they'll say, right, let's get going. And they all just kind of stand there a bit frozen, like, I don't know where to start. And I always say, well, look for a detail. And people joke because I always take a picture of a brick wall. But if you focus on something, even just like one brick, one little detail, it sort of gets your mind into that, seeing what's around you and seeing the details. So it's much easier to explore it. And I just explore where I am and I look at things and I get lost, and sometimes I have to set an alarm.
Oh, the dog's going. Off you go then. Zero. The door shut. So if we're looking at using photographs in business,
yes,
how important do you think the imagery is in business?
I think it's essential because I think we're all rushing around and looking at things very quickly, particularly on, websites and Facebook pages. And it's a good image will stop us in our tracks. We think, oh, what's that? We want to click through and we'll explore it more. Particularly if you're scrolling down a page and things like that, a picture is going to stop somebody where words perhaps wouldn't,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what would be your kind of big advice for people thinking about imagery in their business?
I think you want to keep it as simple as possible. You don't want something that's too busy. You want those simple, eye-catching pictures that are not going to detract from your actual message, really. So it's keeping it simple. And it's quite often the more simple the picture is, the stronger it is. So I say, just keep it simple. Yeah. It's my dog's barking now.
Absolutely. And when you're working with business owners, what are you asking them to think about when they're thinking about their imagery? Is it about colour? Is it about the scene itself? Is it about something completely different?
It depends on what they're doing. If they are photographing like products or something like that, then I'm getting them to think about their look, their general overall look, and how they want things to look, what their kind of theme is, because the business will have like your branding and your theme, that kind of thing. So you want to kind of fit in with that. You don't want too many different things going on at once. But it's what you like, it's deciding what sort of style you like and kind of keeping yourself a little bit within that, just so that when you've got a number of pictures on a page, it all kind of flows a little bit, whether it be on Facebook or on a website, it all kind of fits in.
Mm-hmm. So you, let's talk about product photography first. So you help business owners to photograph products. And I know that the big thing that people struggle with when they're looking at photographing products is lighting.
Yeah. Lighting is a big issue. Sorry, say that again.
What are your top tips around lighting?
My top tips, okay, where people sometimes go wrong is they'll say, oh, it's a sunny day, I'm going to take all my products outside and I'm going to try and photograph them because it's a lovely sunny day. And then you've got really harsh shadows and it's a nightmare and the colours are bleached out and things like that. So cloudy days, if you want to be outside, are great for all sorts of photography, whether it be people, close-up shots, product shots, because you've got no shadows and the colours just jump out. That's great. If you're indoors, it's walk around your house or your workplace and find the spot where the light is most even. So you haven't got that harsh like sun and shade and that kind of thing. It's finding an area that's even. And I know with one lady in her house, we had a walk around and it was actually the landing that was the best spot. So if you're organised, make a list of what you want, line your products up, bring them all out onto the landing, shoot away, then put them all back before the kids come home from school. It's kind of like having a little bit of a plan of action, but it's looking round. It's not always the spot that you think that is going to be the best one. It's looking around to find that it's even light. Even light is key, really.
Yeah. And when you are teaching people to do their own product photography, because I know that you've got a program that teaches people to do their product photography, do they need any fancy Dan equipment for that?
No, a lot of my clients will just use their phone. And it's all about getting the lighting even. It's about keeping it simple. It's about getting the right thing in focus. Mm-hmm. It's getting, you want that picture that sort of catches people's attention. That's that striking image. You can always do more boring images once they've clicked through to show size and things like that, but it's that eye-catching picture. Just keeping it simple, and you don't need to. I mean, you can buy sets of lights now for like £30-something. Okay, if you find that you are actually working in a cave or something, it's like really, really dark. Okay, and it's impossible. There's just nothing you can do. Then you don't have to spend a lot. Literally, light bulbs with umbrellas on the front. But it's that can help. But you don't need to spend loads of money. No, you can. It's all about. I'm a great believer in using whatever you've got and what you want to use. So if you want to use your phone, use your phone. You don't have to go out and buy, expensive cameras and lights and stuff like that. It's keeping it easy for you because you're busy. So you want to keep it simple.
Totally. And what about, I think that we're using more photography than we ever have. Because we're using photography for blogs, we're using photography for memes, we're using photography for websites, we're using photography for sales pages. I think that we're probably using much, much, much more photography than ever. Have you got any kind of tips for elements of doing your own photography?
Yeah, I would say, it's keeping it simple. I keep sort of saying that, but I use that a lot in everything I do. But it's looking for things that you like, and you can always make a little bit of a plan. Really, sometimes it's worth, if you're quite new to doing your own photography, it's worth having a little look around at what other people are doing. Not in a sort of like sense of copy it, but in terms of deciding what you like and what you don't like. Because what you don't like can be as much of a important thing as what you do like. Because that will give you ideas of things that you do like and you don't like. And then once you know what you like, then you can go out and, have a bit of fun with it, And it's having a bit of a play. And then there's things like my big favourite app on photo editing on the phone or on the tablet is Snapseed, and that's a free app, so you can do loads of quick edits for that. And I absolutely love that. So you can shoot, edit, upload just like that. But yeah, wow. It's something like
Snapseed.
Snapseed, yeah, it's a little leaf. The icon in the App Store thing is a little leaf, a little green leaf. Yeah, yeah, but it's fab.
Fabulous. And let's talk about imagery, because you said, as you know, you go out there and you shoot loads and loads of images. Yeah. And we had a really good idea about how you could use those images, didn't we, Sarah?
You did, yeah. Thank you, Emma, for your great idea. Yeah.
I was saying we. I was giving us double credit here.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Tell everybody what we decided.
Okay, we decided that because I was shooting a lot of pictures and people liked them, it might be an idea to do an image library type thing. So I've got an image club where people can subscribe to that, and then they get 20 new images every month, and they can use them for whatever they like. So whether it be memes, posters, websites, blogs, whatever you like, or even I've got people that don't want to use pictures for business, but they want ideas and they want inspiring in their own photography. And they've subscribed so that they're getting these new images, and they just like the pictures, so they're just keeping the pictures each month. So, you know, that's what that's all about.
Fantastic. So how much is it to be part of the club?
It's just £10 a month. £10 a month.
So 20 images when you sign up, and 20 images a month.
Yeah, you sign up and you get 20 images, the starter set, which you can see on my website. They're all there, and that gives a good idea of the types of images you're going to get each month. You know, it's a nice balanced set. And then on the first of each month, you get a link, and you click on that, and you'll download the new 20 images each month. Yeah.
Cool. And that allows you to go out and take more images and use the images that weren't seeing the light of day, were they?
No, that's right. Yeah. It means I've got an excuse now to get out. Also, it made me realise how many images I actually had.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot with, but yeah, and they're the types of images that I really, really like. So they mean quite a lot. You know, I'm not sort of just snap away and that will do it. You know, it's for them to make it into there. Then, you know, they're strong images. I really like them, and you know, and a bit of passion in there.
Love it. And I'm going to ask: does anybody want to ask Sarah or I anything around imagery, around the way that we use imagery, around thinking about taking your own pictures, or anything at all that you want to ask? Anything that you want to go through? What's your take on taking a good selfie?
Good selfie. It's all about the angle and lighting. You know the old selfie stick? The reason the selfie stick is so popular because it's that downward angle, and that is the most flattering angle. Don't ever let anybody photograph you from underneath. It's not good. But I'll do it on the lesson. I'll say, right, take one from down here, and then we're deleting it. Now take one from here. That's much better. Yeah.
I've always said there's far too much chinage.
Yes. Yeah, angle is critical. Yeah.
Angle is critical on a selfie. Otherwise, you get chinage.
Yeah. Well, you just don't look like you. You just look like you.
Do you use many filters on your own?
No, I don't tend to use any. I don't use any filters really. No, I mean you can on my work camera. You know, you've got things where you can add filters on, so you can control the shutter speed and stuff. But I don't tend to do things like that. I tend to work with the conditions that I've got really. So I tend to sort of keep it as natural as possible. And then I don't do a lot of post-processing, a lot of editing. I might crop, just like fine-tune things, but I like to get it as right in the camera as I can. I don't want to spend too long chained to the computer. Do enough of that.
It's asking about props. So I will go first, and then I'll let you go on that one.
Yeah, go for it.
Me, props are about the stuff that I touch and use every day. So when I'm looking for props, I am predominantly focusing on this office here. I'm predominantly focusing on my bookshelves that have got my notebooks and my files and my computer, I'm looking at what I've got on my shelves, I'm looking at the stuff that I'm using every single day to bring in as props. Then on top of that, I'm looking at stuff about what do I want to use them for? So, you know, what sort of things and what sort of messages do I want to give? So, you know, some of the props that I would use would be about, you know, I've got a heart that's hanging on the wall that I've used and looked through. I've got all sorts of different kinds of bits and bobs based upon what I want as the outcome and what I want to use them for. Over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're doing is it's all part of your story. The props you're using are part of your story and who you are and what it's all about. I think that's quite important, really. They've got to be relevant. They've got to be either relevant to, you know, the products or the thing that you do, or you, really, part of your story. So letting people know what you're all about and who you are. Yeah.
Absolutely. Anne says, when taking images of gift sets, how would you advise to take these, as a group image or individually?
I would do both. I would do both. So it's sort of, you want individual images and you want perhaps the set. So people need to see that it comes as a set. So they need that set image, but also they want to see what's inside it. So yeah, both, definitely both.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you on that one. Cool. Anybody want to ask us anything else? I take a lot of products flat lay. Is that a good idea? I should just make them more 3D, says Donna.
Oh, well, I know Donna's pictures because she's done my course. So she's doing very well with her pictures. But yeah, I mean, flat lay is very popular. It's very popular on Instagram, things like that. And I think it works. I think Donna's products, because she does crochet, they're quite flat. So quite often the products are quite flat. So I think the flat lay works particularly well for that. And I know she's got some nice backgrounds and things that she uses, and it works really well. I think sometimes if you're doing hanging things, like I think I've seen some like bunting, then it's quite nice to hang those up and get an idea of how it's going to look. Same for mobiles and things like that. But I think flat lay works fine, and it's certainly, if Instagram is good for you and you're using that a lot, then it works well on there. It's very, very good for that.
Fantastic. So I think that's all of our questions. I think the big one is that, you know, if you are interested in going to have a look at the Image Club, I've popped the link in.
Oh, thank you.
I think that looking at business imagery is really important. I think it's really important to help you stand out from the crowd and to help you not be going to the same old kind of pictures, and be able to give you that opportunity to get your own look and feel rocking, I think.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very, very, very much for joining us, Sarah.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been great.
And I think we will bring you back again in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm going to get lots and lots of questions in advance.
Yeah, good idea.
Maybe do a little bit of a product photography clinic.
Yeah, anything you like. Photography.
You'd be up for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If anybody's watching now and would like some help in a product photography clinic, then shoot me a message on the Facebook page, or pop any questions that you have in the comments, and I'll bring Sarah back again in a couple of weeks so that we can go through much more.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. It was lovely to have you.
Thank you.
And we will speak again in a couple of weeks.
Fab. Thanks very much.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Oh, I can't end broadcast with the wrong computer. There we go.